This is Couples Court with the Cutlers.
This is the case of Noriega versus Goodwin. You all are living together, engaged, to have a brand new baby, but you believe that Mr. Goodwin is cheating.
Yes.
And would you share with the court what is at stake if you find out, in fact, he is cheating?
Well, we have a 7-month-old daughter, so in order to get answers, I needed to come here because in order for us to get married, I need answers.
So you have a brand new baby.
Yes.
Yeah, are you stressed?
I'm stressed, but more emotional, more curious as to what's going on cheating-wise and stuff like that. I just need answers, basically.
Mr. Goodwin, she says that you're cheating.
First
she says
off,
you're
I
with
was like,
other women.
She thinks, it's all because of what she thinks, and it's all because of what other people has told her, not from what she's ever seen or, you know, like any evidence that she has. Like I tell her all the time, I love Miss Noriega. I loved her since I first met her.
So when you first met her, what was it you liked about her?
Actually, when I first met her, I was just walking into work and she asked me about some yellow watermelons and I was just like, what? I was like, I'm from Chicago. We don't sell that type of stuff up there. I'm like, you're gonna have to ask somebody else. So as she was leaving, I was standing at my little register and I was just like, dang, I didn't even ask for her number. So like, she sent her friend back in there to ask for my number to give to her. And then from there, like, that's when like it all started.
But Color, it makes me wonder, it's like, okay, you got this cute little couple. They're really cute. And so you gotta wonder, what has brought you to the point where you believe that he's cheating? What have you seen?
We ended up living together after that, maybe about a year later or so, when I was pregnant. I first got pregnant. I had a friend of mine. It all started when I noticed the looks. She would look down at him like she knew what was in his pants, like what he was packing, basically.
What does it look like?
The look.
Right.
So she was doing the up and down thing.
The up and down look.
But kind of with that smile like, I know what that is.
I know.
Okay, all right.
All right, but she wasn't necessarily staring at his crotch,
No,
was
she
she?
was. She was.
Oh, she was?
Yes. I brought it up to her and she said that I was crazy, that I was seeing things, that I was just basically crazy as could be, basically. She would definitely dress around with barely covering, barely crop tops, booty shorts, and he would stare her back, so it's not like it's just...
Lie.
What part that she was dressing that way and you were eyeballing her?
The part about me eyeballing her, first of all, I am not, like, do y'all see her? She's beautiful. And her friend, like, no, that's not even my cup of tea, so I'm not gonna even sip from that cup. So, like, no.
That didn't happen from
never in my life.
Okay, so let me ask you this about the friend. Did you ever see them actually doing anything that made you go,
Well, there's a couple other things. They would go outside together, and you could hear them laughing through, inside.
Yeah.
And when I go out there, complete silence. Awkward silence. Like, I missed something. And when I ask, what's funny? Nothing.
Lie.
Every time.
Lie.
Every single time.
Another lie.
So you walk out there like...
Just like that.
Like nothing was going on. Like.
Yep.
So all of that made you think, okay, these two, something's going on here.
Yes. Then shortly after that, she had found out she was pregnant. She blocked me. Can't get in contact with her to this day.
Are you have any concerns that that child might be Mr. Goodwin?
Yes, ma'am.
Wait, this is the first time. Are you serious?
Mr. Goodwin, the question that everybody wants to know is, did you sleep with this girl?
No.
And is it possible that this baby is yours?
There is no way possible on this God's green earth that the kid she's carrying could have ever been mine.
Okay.
Why would I put myself in that type of situation? There's all types of STDs and everything.
No, you ain't gotta say no more.
Like,
we get it.
We
got it.
I am not that type of person at all. Like.
All right. So, Ms. Noriega, do you have any other reason to believe that he's cheating on you now?
Yes, I do, actually.
All right, tell us about that.
Well, it happens to be a coworker of his at his old job. And I woke up one morning, his phone was going off, ding, ding. So I'm like, all right. So I check his phone and it's a message. It says, can we not be inappropriate at work? Let's keep it professional at work.
Okay.
Did you have a conversation with Mr. Goodwin about this particular text?
Yes, I did.
And what did you say to him?
We spoke about it and he denied ever flirting or having any...
Nope, that's not true. I deny.
Hold on.
Hold
Let me. We'll get to you in a minute.
We promise.
Yeah.
Has anything else happened at work? With him?
Yes, messages.
Messages?
Other messages, yes.
Okay, tell me about that.
There were other messages I found in his phone, several, and one of them was with someone else.
You have those?
Yes, I do.
Ron, would you get those messages from Miss Noriega?
You spend a lot of time in his phone, don't you?
You feel me?
Yes, I do.
All right, so you found this text message in his phone, right?
Yes.
And it's from another woman, and it says, "You miss me?"
And she says, I miss that eggplant emoji.
Yo.
And Mr. Goodwin, I want to blank you so bad when you talk to me like that. You still didn't give me a time.
I'll be in our parking lot at 6:30. You gonna meet me there?
Yeah, let me get moving now.
That's not even how I text.
All right, so news to you, huh?
News to me.
I have more down here.
What?
You found this other text in his phone, and it says work wife, and
It says, I bought you food for lunch because we know she didn't pack your lunch.
I'm having you for lunch after.
I'm on my period. I can do something else.
Having me for lunch instead.
Yeah.
So you found
droplets.
these in his phone.
Yes.
And Mr. Goodwin, I presume you don't know anything about these.
No.
Okay,
No,
all
I
right.
don't.
If you are sending these kind of texts back and forth with your coworkers, yes, you are being inappropriate.
No.
Number one, and number two, these are not just friendly flirts. This is straight up flirting. I understand why Miss Noriega thinks you're cheating if she's finding these in your text messages. So, yeah, I understand why you're concerned. I know why you're angry.
Thank you.
Do you have any other reason to believe that he's cheating?
Our sex life?
No sex
Your
life.
sex life?
Yeah.
What
it's
about it?
declined. It's a lot. We used to go 5 times a day,
5 times a day?
at least.
Well, they young, Color.
Now it's every other day, maybe twice, 3 times a week if I'm lucky.
Whoa, lie.
Okay, you saying it's
which,
less?
Which part? The 5 times a day or the 3 times a week?
The 2 to 3 times a week if she lucky.
Okay, is it more or less than that?
It's more than that.
It's more than 2 or 3 times a week.
Yes.
Okay, but it's been a decline.
Yes.
Okay, so you admit there's been a decline.
Yes.
That's the first thing he's admitted to today.
Yeah, I know that. So is the issue of the decline the fact that you think he doesn't love you as much, or that he's sleeping with other people? Why do
more
you
than
think
just
there's
that.
been a decline?
I had ex of mine, and he would go out and cheat with other women and had performance issues because of that. And this is what I'm seeing in this new relationship.
Mr. Goodwin.
Yes.
Yeah. You admit there's been a decline in your sex life.
Yes.
Okay. Why?
It's like it's embarrassing to say because I'm a male and like I have an erectile dysfunction problem. Like I'm 24 years old and like yes I've probably gotten it from like smoking cigarettes and stuff like that, and like they say that can be a leading cause. And like stress, it's not just because I don't love her or anything like that. It's like with the stress, and then like anytime we like may have a disagreement or argument, like I'll step outside and like smoke like 2 or 3 cigarettes, and then like later on that night when everything is fine and we want to get intimate, like unfortunately I have like performance issues.
You know,
Like
But you have a new baby, so there was a point where you were functioning.
Exactly, but I wasn't smoking
well.
cigarettes as heavy until like after.
all right, and Ms. Noriega, you aren't buying that.
No, not at all.
You know, you're seriously
Clearly
thinking
not.
whatever decrease it is because he's getting it somewhere else.
Definitely somewhere else, because it ain't with me.
You know, I don't know about ED. I mean, I know what it is. I know people get it. I'm not that familiar with people getting it at your age. And so to help us understand this issue, we have invited a friend of the court, an expert, to come and talk to us about ED and its effects. And so at this time, the court will call Dr. Eddie Richardson, Jr. Ron, would you please escort him in? Dr. Richardson, how are you today?
I'm well, thank you.
It's good to see you.
Absolutely, thank you.
All right. We have been talking about this couple and their issues and their decreased sex life. He's 24 years old. Mm-hmm. Okay. So the first question is, can someone of his age have erectile dysfunction?
Well, any sexy, mature male can have erectile dysfunction. but the likelihood of someone as young as he having erectile dysfunction is probably a stretch, because most of the time erectile dysfunction usually shows up around the age of 40.
He's talked about the smoking and stress and so forth. What factors can lead to erectile dysfunction?
When we look at someone of his age and that young, you have to look at several factors. And what the literature actually says is that as younger people have it, it's usually a psychogenic or an interpersonal issues that they actually have. They're also organic, and there's also medicines that can cause it as well. Smoking can be a cause. Also, hypogonadism is a cause, or low testosterone. Medicines, as I said. Now, the literature actually says that smokers have a 51% chance of having ED, and non-smokers and ex-smokers have a 20% chance of having ED.
Now, did you do any tests on Mr. Goodwin?
I certainly did, Your Honor. Actually, and there's good news and bad news for Mr. Goodwin. His testosterone was 671. The top end of normal is 939.
Okay.
So he's at the high end of normal.
Okay.
The not so good news for him is that if he does have erectile dysfunction at this age, it's probably going to be on a psychogenic level. It's going to be his focus or the arousal or performance anxiety is the other reason why he wouldn't be having it.
So something other than a physical reason.
Yes. My evaluation of him and what the lab work I did, he is a healthy 24-year-old male.
So when you say psychogenic or is that what you said?
Yes, ma'am, psychogenic.
It would be, to use a layperson's term, it's in his head.
Yeah.
One question I think probably Ms. Noriega has, what if he's having sexual intercourse with another person? Would he be able to come home that night or the next day and perform? Would that have an impact as well?
Men recover pretty quickly, and he should be able to recover. But if he is overexhausted, overused, then yes, he needs recovery time.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you,
All right.
doctor.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
I think we kind of got a good idea of what's going on.
Or what's not going on.
What's not going on, and what the evidence is showing us. She believes he's cheating, and if she finds out that he's cheating, the relationship is over.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
You look nervous, Ms. Noriega. What's going through your head?
Just a lot. My family, basically. I want my family to be together in one home with both her parents.
Okay.
There's a lot on the line right here, right?
Yes.
Mr. Goodwin, you agree?
Yes, I do.
Are you ready to hear these results?
Yes.
All right. Well, this court has done a full and complete investigation, and at this time, the court will call certified polygraph examiner Kendall Schull to determine, is he cheating? Ron, would you escort him in? Mr. Schull, how are you?
Great, Your Honor. How are you?
I'm good. Mr. Schull, you were with the FBI for 30 years, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
You headed the polygraph department for the FBI.
I did.
You have a master's in polygraph examination.
I do.
And you have your own business in Knoxville doing PI work and polygraphs, is that correct?
That's right, Your Honor.
And you had an opportunity to conduct a lie detector test on Mr. Goodwin, is that correct?
Yes, I did.
All right, you asked Mr. Goodwin, during your relationship with Ms. Noriega, have you had physical, sexual contact with anyone other than your girlfriend, Ms. Noriega? What was his response?
He said no.
What did the lie detector determine?
The lie detector determined that he was being truthful, Your Honor.
I saw a big sigh of relief, but we do have one more question. You asked Mr. Goodwin, during your relationship with Ms. Noriega, have you had sexual intercourse with anyone other than Ms. Noriega? What was his response to that question?
He said no.
What did the lie detector determine?
The lie detector determined that he was being truthful, Your Honor.
I did not expect that at all.
All right.
Surprised.
I saw a big sigh of relief.
I can tell you are utterly relieved. This is huge for you. You got to work at it. Mm-hmm. And part of that is trusting and leaving baggage from old relationships outside your relationship. And the other is doing things that make folks feel valued and that they know that they're the only one. Now, I know you said those weren't your texts. I think they are. If they aren't, keep it that way. If they are, straighten up and fly right. You're gonna have to put in the time to reassure her so that she knows she's it. You, on the other hand, you're gonna have to do some things and give him some space and let him be the man he wants to be for you. Y'all gotta let each other be great. Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right, love.
And you'll know when you have achieved that, when she has no doubt in her mind. When you can come home from work and she's not wondering, okay, what's he been doing at work all day? But it starts with you, and it also starts with you all doing it together. And to help you do it together, we have a counselor. We want you to talk to him when you leave here so he can tell you how to make those first steps. As we say in this courtroom, don't cheat yourself out of a chance for a happy and a healthy relationship. Court is adjourned.